everybody. I know we're all tired, but we can go through this. Let's start my presentation. Great. United Nations is the most influential organization in the world. Its main job is to maintain peace and provide a path that countries should follow. UN SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, is one of the paths that UN strongly recommends. There are a total of 17 SDGs, and the 8th one is Sustainable Economic Growth. It usually focuses on solving low productivity, child labor, unemployment, non-sustainable economy, and of course, recovery of the economy. Finding the way to achieve sustainable economic growth is very, very important. Let's just think about it. If the economy is not stable, it means that the life of ordinary people isn't stable. Then, how can we solve other national or international problems if our lives aren't stable enough? For the future of Korea, we should seriously discuss about the economy. Korea is one of the most economically developed countries in the world. However, due to various factors such as COVID pandemic, Ukraine wars, or inflation, the growth rates or growth graph of Korea is not as positive as it used to be. It is likely to say that Korea is starting to face economic crisis. For Korea to survive the economic crisis and once more thrive again, we must reduce the unemployment rates. It is going to be the most efficient way to attain sustainable economic growth. Then, how can we do it? Well, American economist and politician Phil Gramm once said, government is not the generator of economic growth, working people are. Instead of the government regulating and forcing companies and markets to do something, the government should support the market so it could find its own way. And the main job of the government is to provide the basic outline, and we call it a law. Therefore, I propose a bill on Labor Standards Act of Korea. To minimize the unemployment rates, I strongly argue that we should allow employers, companies, to fire their employees without any specific reasons. The problem of Korea's labor market is that it does not allow companies to fire their employees easily. Of course, in the perspective of employees, it could be a huge benefit. However, in the perspective of non-employees, it's a huge problem because companies wouldn't try to hire a lot of people. Why would they hire a lot of people if they can't easily replace them? That's why Korea's companies are only hiring some elites or few specialists who have diverse experiences. Majority of people lose opportunity. This is why the law should allow companies to fire their employees easily. Then, some may argue that people will lose their jobs easily. Well, that's true. However, it wouldn't be a huge problem because people could just move to other companies since companies would offer a lot of jobs. The advantage of the bill is that it's easy. Just allow the bill and let the market do its work. The government does not need any money and is super efficient. Market will do its own work to find the optimal way. But one thing that we have to note is that the law must be consistently adjusted slowly for a long time for the market to adjust to the new labor system. The government should provide the time for both non-employees and employees to adjust to the new labor market. Well, there might be some social issues in the short term, but eventually in the long term, it will be beneficial. If the employment rates increases, it means that more people are going to make value, and they're going to become the middle class of the society, which could lead to a sustainable economic growth. Ronald Reagan, he was an American president, once said, entrepreneurs and their small enterprises are responsible for almost all economic growth. To obtain sustainable economic growth, the only thing the government could do is give market enough freedom as much as possible so it could do it on its own to find the optimal way. Thus, I strongly argue that companies should allow the governments should allow employers to fire their employees easily. Thank you.